On this episode, we are taking a deep dive into a discussion around price action. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Assets of Value podcast. Today, on November the 22nd, and every day, we connect to give an industry insider's perspective on crypto, Web3, and NFT topics. We are the founders of Assets of Value, a Web3 research organization. We aim to discuss, inform, and share opinions on the hottest Web3 topics. Our podcast is not to be taken as legal or financial advice. Let's dive straight into it. Abe, what are the markets looking like today?
Well, Schwab, there's two news. One is a really good news and one is a really bad one. The bad one is that Bitcoin is gone below 16K again. And the good news is that Bitcoin is below 16K again.
Tell me how that is good news.
Well, it's pretty good news, right? Consider you are teleported to 2018 or 2017. Bitcoin was trading around these levels at that point. Like 4 years ago, Bitcoin was worth this much. Now, just think that does anything happen to the technology? Is the technology robust? Or is Bitcoin under threat because of some hack or something? Is it involved in some legal problems or something? Nothing really happened. Still, I believe that some of the Bitcoin people might say that one BTC is one BTC always. But let's go further and say that one BTC is now worth less, and now you can get more BTC for your money.
One BTC, one Bitcoin will always remain one Bitcoin. I see your perspective. You can see the same situation in two ways. One, the fact that yes, it's dropped massively from its all-time highs. And from a second perspective, to say actually, anyone that was considering or did buy at the highs now has a hugely discounted Bitcoin with a price equivalent to about 4 years ago, as you rightly mentioned, an opportunity to accumulate and to sit on if we're believers of Bitcoin for the long term. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. A lot have been saying around one Solana also equals one Solana. We've seen NFTs pumping and really waving the flag for Solana. But in terms of other cryptocurrencies, how are they holding up?
I think Solana is on the verge of recovery because it dropped quite a lot and now it's trading around $11 region, which is a really high discount for Solana. We know that Solana is a approved chain for NFTs. Like there's NFTs sellers and buyers going on the chain for literally months, if not a year. In that case, we can see that Solana is a pro chain, Ethereum is a pro chain, and why not just adopt a pro chain for deploying your NFT collections? Like this will be the attitude and preference of the future NFT collectors and creators. I think Solana has a bright future ahead, but yeah, it has to go through and survive this difficult phase because I think that's crucial. When Solana can survive this phase, I'm pretty sure that it can return to its all time high.
Many are waiting to see. It's obviously been dragged into the fiasco with FTX, but a coin that is still highly relevant is Ethereum. That is still trading above $1,000 and it is showing resilience, even though there was that hacker who was unloading its Ethereum yesterday. It seems to be hanging on by its teeth. We're seeing a 7 day drop of 13%, and right now it's around $1,100. Ethereum is here for the long haul. It's got so much total value locked in. That's a prominent player within the NFT space where we are seeing reduced volumes in NFT transactions. Do you think Ethereum will hold up, or can we expect this to see a three-digit Ethereum very soon?
I'm hoping to see three-digit Ethereum very soon. And I'm pretty sure Ethereum is going to hold up, but maybe in the 900 region because currently there's too much sell pressure. And let me mention that the hacker who took all this Ethereum like converted only a minimum percent into Bitcoin, yet he has a lot to sell. And when you consider the giants like Genesis is filing for bankruptcy and everything, the market is massively bearish. We have to just recognize that fact. And when you recognize the thing, we can pretty much see that Although Ethereum is a top quality, top notch project, it is likely to fall below $1,000 region. And when it does, buying Ethereum will be a fantastic idea because you're basically looking at 4x from its all time high. That's a pretty good return for a high trustworthy asset like Ethereum.
Yeah, we were discussing Ethereum yesterday and exposure to Genesis and DCG. We found that it doesn't have that much exposure to any of those companies, or those companies are not holding a lot of Ethereum. They've implemented or invested in companies that were more centralized in terms of ownership. So, from that perspective, if we do think that there's another 40% up on altcoins, then Ethereum perhaps reducing another 15, 20% would hit your $900 figure. I don't see Ethereum dropping down to, I don't know, as low as 700 ever again. But who knows? The crypto world is always full of surprises. One coin that is still punching above its weight in terms of value for sure is BNB. That's trading at around $260 or just under. Are you surprised how BNB has survived this current price reduction or this current slump in crypto prices?
BNB is surviving and holding its value just because of bots and infinite liquidity of ZZ and Binance. FTX literally sold a lot of BNB into the open market, and let's suppose that nobody is buying them. And CC has this most liquidity in crypto right now, and he is deploying a lot of capital into BNB. When BNB is successfully withered, the tsunami caused by FTX, now it got a point to prove. And now ZC can slowly sell his liquidity into the open market without even affecting the BNB price. That's how BNB is holding up. It's holding up because it's highly centralized, highly regulated, and maybe it's a good asset. Maybe centralization is not that bad, but see, if you are invested in BNB, you're not looking at losses though. You are still at 60 to 70% returns from the June low. That's pretty good in this market, right?
You talking about the June lows this time round? I know many people got into the BNB ecosystem just before last bull run had begun, and since then there's been huge gains. So anyone holding from the last cycle is certainly in profits. I am surprised at how resilient it has been. BNB and its ecosystem, it's not just the exchange. We've got the Binance Smart Chain as part of that ecosystem, and you've got apps built on top of that as well. CZ is providing a lot of liquidity, and I am surprised that BNB is holding up really well. It's one of the few coins that have not dropped as many as the others. One that has been creeping lower, but again not as low as the June lows, is Cosmos and the Atom coin. That's trading under $10 at the moment, but that went as low as $6 in June. Are you surprised that that hasn't had more of a downward effect?
You have to see this from a holder's perspective. When you're holding Atom, you'll be staking Atom. And when you're staking Atom, you have this 21-day unlock period. And when Atom falls, like all other cryptos, like falls along with Bitcoin, people who staked Atom wouldn't sell because their Atom is locked. And that's how Atom has been performing, like outperforming all the layer 1 chains. That's wonderful, right? Because when you realize that the June law for Polkadot was around $5.5 region, and Polkadot is still trading around that figure. The June law for Solana, let's not even touch that, but it's $25 and Solana is right now $11. The June law for Ethereum is around $900 and it's just 1100 right now. You understand that Atom went from $6 to 15 to $16 and then retraced back to around say 9.5 or $10. That's pretty good. And when you consider buying Atom or any other cryptos, you have to see how they performed against Bitcoin. Like look at Atom slash BTC chart. Is the chart moving up? That means you are getting more value for your Bitcoin. If the chart is moving down, you are basically losing your money. You are better off invested in Bitcoin. Well, that has been the case for all these whale coins like Cardano, XRP, Shiba Inu, all these coins. They are underperforming Bitcoin. And why would you be holding an altcoin if it is underperforming Bitcoin? That's the whole purpose of holding an altcoin, right? To have larger, bigger, juicier gains. And when Cosmos is providing you that, and along with that, let's not forget it's providing 20% APY. That's pretty enough for me, I think.
I don't actually look at the charts when comparing coins against BTC. So let me see if I've got this right. If a coin against BTC is going up, does that mean the coin itself is outperforming Bitcoin?
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay, that's one for no. Something that you touched on, which I did want to circle back on. We don't give a lot of airtime to Cardano. How do you think that is holding up in light of recent events? Currently, that's trading around 30 cents. It just feels like it's always hovering between 30 cents and a dollar, and not much comes out of it.
Yeah, that's what happens when you hold an overvalued coin, a high cap coin, and that too a layer one coin, where no people builds on it. The whole purpose of layer one is let dApps like decentralized applications build on it and serve users, bring liquidity, bring enough gas from outside the market. But Cardano is not doing any of that. It barely implemented the smart contract system this year, and that too was with a lot of controversy and with a lot of delay as well. Now, Cardano is launching a new privacy coin, a privacy layer, let's say, and there will be another token for that. Now, you're seeing that this is a big money grab, right? See, let me be clear. If you bought Cardano in 2017 or 2018 and hold up to 2021, you are sitting on 600x gains. That's not simple. That's not easy to make. But you have to realize that now Cardano is overvalued and now might not be a really good time to hold Cardano anymore.
Interesting thoughts there. Before we wrap up with discussion on small cap coins, let's quickly bunch up these three together. Algorand, AVAX, XRP. What is the movements in a price perspective and a what can we expect in the future regarding those?
Interesting question. Let's touch upon XRP because we discussed about Ripple in our previous podcast, and the opinion remains the same. Ripple is just taking your money and making it their money. So it's better to sell Ripple and move on. But it's your decision. Everything we discuss in this podcast is non financial advice, guys. So please keep that in mind. And now let's touch upon Algorand. Algorand is a more eco-friendly chain. Like when blockchain becomes green, it becomes Algorand. It's that simple. And that's why FIFA has been partnering with Algorand and all these like sustainability oriented companies. When they build on blockchain, when they deploy on blockchain, they'll go to Algorand de facto. That's the best narrative Algorand can have. And currently it has this small NFT narrative, which is not gonna be massive because we know the liquidity in Algorand NFT is nothing. Then we have Avalanche. Now, the case for Avalanche is entirely different. Avalanche has a high revenue generation capacity and capabilities among all other layer ones because the system around Avalanche is different. It has a lot of chains and a lot of throughput, that means a lot of speed and agility to complete transactions. It supports subnets and everything. In my opinion, Avalanche is a really good project. If you are considering investing in a top quality layer 1 project and you have enough Cosmos and Ethereum, let's say, why not put some money into Avalanche? Because when you see the whole point of view from EVM chains, Avalanche still remains the best EVM chain, which is independent of Ethereum. Like we know that Polygon is out there. Polygon is really good, but it's a L2. It's dependent on Ethereum. So that's my take on Avalanche and Algorand and Ripple XRP.
Avalanche hit a high of just under $140. Do you think that there's enough interest in that chain to get it back to where it once was?
I don't believe so. It might go back to those levels, but it's overvalued. I mean, most of these projects, altcoins, cryptos, is overvalued. Let me say that as a crypto guy. I feel and I know that they are overvalued, and it will remain the case. It's not an issue. And in the bull market, we might see Avalanche returning to its all time highs and maybe make new all time highs. But that's a pretty altered bet you'll be making.
Yeah, there's a consensus that any chains or tokens that were successful in a bull run are not a guaranteed success for the next bull run that is to come. And in from your perspective, Avalanche definitely does fall into that category. It's just interesting to flesh this out a little bit. We purposely ignored or didn't discuss DOT. We did give that airtime in a few episodes ago. Let's close off this. Should we be buying microcaps at this point in time? They have fallen considerably since their highs from before. When should someone be looking at microcaps?
Microcaps, you can buy it at any time because it will pump regardless of Bitcoin, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing. And when you see microcaps, I'm thinking about projects with less than 10 million, 20 million market cap. That's microcaps. When you invest in projects with around 100 million market cap, that's not microcaps, and that might not give you 10x or 20x in a bear market. But when you invest in really quality projects that's less than 10 million market cap, then you can expect, like optimistically expect 50x or 100x gains even in a bear market throughout the bear market.
Thank you for that, Abe. That was brilliant. We've not had a discussion around price action for a long time. As always, it's been super fun. I'm glad you were able to jam with us today. That's it. Until next time, thank you, everybody, and we're signing off.